Well, I'm back with another video. It is a mess. Now the media is having to backpedal on Biden. So I talked about in my last video, and everybody who has not been living under a rock knows the situation with the debate. It was an absolute disaster. The world now knows what I think most people knew and just didn't want to admit. Certainly the media didn't want to admit it. That our president is, I think at minimum, has sundowners and is probably on his way to dementia. I mean, I hate that, but they initially blamed it on a cold, and now they're saying it's his travel schedule or a combination thereof. The problem with that lie is that he was back a full week before the debate. I mean, he practiced for, I think, 6 full days at Camp David for that performance. That's the sad part of it. It's not like he just showed up, landed 2 days before because he's the president, has got important shit to do, and then did the debate. That's not at all what happened. He was back almost a full week and practiced nearly that full week at Camp David. So, we've talked about it was on CNN's cameras, which I think was perfect. And now, Biden has vowed to stay in the race. This comes after nearly every media outlet, both conservative and left-leaning, said he should drop out. David Axelrod, Obama's senior advisor, said, it's time to go. Like, he doesn't have it anymore. And Biden has basically said, fuck y'all, I'm staying. And, there's some debate as to whether who's really calling that decision. Most people think it's Jill Biden. I touched on that in my last video. But here's the thing, and I want to touch on this. The media are the same people who are the same people who are calling for Biden to hang it up. Only 48 hours prior have now had to backpedal really hard and back up the same excuses that Karine Jean-Pierre is making. It was a cold, it was an off night, it was an antihistamine, it was a travel schedule, blah, blah, blah. I've had a cold. I've never been president of the United States, thank God. But I have had a cold. It didn't make me do any of the shit I saw on whatever it was, 2 weeks ago Thursday. I still went to work. I still functioned. And yeah, none of that. So they have to appear supportive to a person that they see they're going to take a beating for, right? They see that they're going to take a beating for this guy. And Joy Reid, who is one of the most, if not the most miserable person on this planet, she's just horrible, said she would vote for Biden if he was in a coma over Trump. We cannot put Hitler, quote unquote, in the White House. Now, those of you that know me know that the minute you start comparing somebody to Hitler, I know you've lost the argument, right? Because that is their ace up their sleeve, right? So how do you just get a peek at the people behind the curtain? That's what I want to know. Who's really running the fucking country? Because it's not Biden, and I'm assuming at this point that the DNC will focus on House and congressional races down ballot, which it will cost them down ballot with Biden being on the ticket for sure. But they're going to focus on those, strengthen those, so Trump doesn't get, both houses would be both the Senate and the House of Representatives. If Republicans win that and Trump wins the White House, you think it was bad in 2016 when he won? They weren't expecting that. I think they're somewhat expecting him to win this time, especially if Biden doesn't get sick, doesn't, have some kind of issue, and decides to stay in the race. There's no way he can beat Trump. Not a chance in hell. Even if they cheat, there's no way he can beat Trump. So, again, I said it last time, and I'm gonna say it again. They're in a fucking pickle. But they're going to focus on the House and Senate, try to just jam things up for Trump, and then reload for 24 or 28. I'm looking forward to 28 because we're done with octogenarians at that point, and we're pretty much done with baby boomers at that point, right? Most of them are going to be too old to run, or have no intention of running, or don't want it. So, it will be people of my generation and older millennials, right? Trump's VP, he's I think supposed to make his announcement this week sometime. So we'll see. There's still another debate, if you can believe that or not, in September. There's a lot to go in between now and September. A lot of stuff to go on. So we'll see how it goes. I've got a video coming up shortly. We're going to talk about the media, and I'm doing research right now on the 2025 project because I've heard a lot of people bitching about it, and I don't know what it is, right, in totality. I have an idea, but I will post that shortly. Y'all be cool.